Hello, I hope you are doing well today. I'm sorry I haven't been posting lately because I'm not gonna lie to you. I've just been working. I just recently turned 19. We have been thinking a lot about life lately. Actually, why am I apologizing? I'm over here apologizing because I'm living my life. Actually, no, I don't apologize. I don't apologize. Y'all should not be depending your happiness on whether or not I post. How about that? I'm sorry, let's tone it down. Let's get our energy. Let's get our energy to where it needs to be at. Our energy should be cool, calm, and collective in this video, because this video is gonna be a lot for y'all to handle. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? It's gonna be a lot. Before I get into this, check out this new hair. I really ate. I'm really doing something, y'all. I'm changing the world one hairstyle at a time. I'm literally giving little black girl goodness. I'm literally giving 7-year-old goodness. The goal of my videos is to make this type of information as accessible as possible. So if you have any questions about what words mean, what books means, or even where I get my sources from or my information and things like that, please feel free to comment below. I will answer personally. And if you're interested in me creating videos about anything in particular, please feel free to comment and ask. This video is inspired by a conversation I had in the break room at work about a month ago. I was reading this book called All About Love by Bell Hooks. Great book. I would totally recommend it. The book was amazing. But yeah, I was in the break room when he was asking what I was reading about. I also explained how the book was about how everyone is deserving of love, regardless of age, race, and especially sex. I place emphasis on the sex part because, as she explained in the book, a lot of liberal men feel like they believe that women should be equal when it comes to finances and jobs and things of that nature, but they don't believe that women are equal when it comes to the matters of the home and the heart. And I also explained how romance is a mostly female-dominated genre, while the topic of love and books about love is a genre that's predominantly written by men to play on the insecurities of women. Another reason why a lot of books about love that are written by men are dangerous is because they often imply that there are basic inherent differences between men and women. There's concrete evidence that these are learned characteristics, not innate or natural traits. And in the book, she mentions how even if the notion that men and women inhabited two emotionally different universes, even if that was true, men would have never become the supreme authorities on the topic of love. Because if we were to follow the gender stereotypes that women are emotional and men are these strong, stoic beings with no emotions, men would shy away from the topic of love in the first place. Anyways, back to the break room. So when I gave him that vivid description of what I was reading, he was a bit surprised to know that I liked reading books about fourth wave feminism and intersectionality. He was even more surprised that I self-identified as a feminist. So surprised, in fact, that he felt the need to interject how he doesn't like feminism because he felt like it's turned into women saying kill all men instead of actually solving the problem. It turns into women saying kill all men and promotes the hatred of men instead of coming together to solve our problems as a society. Sounds like a load of malarkey, am I right? Well, when he told me that, I was a bit confused because the concept of thinking that all men should die is not feminism, which made me question if he even knew what feminism was in the first place. Secondly, what he was critiquing was a euphemism used by teenage girls on social media, not feminism. And he was critiquing it as if feminism did not exist before women started saying kill all men. I was so lost, in fact, that every time he would go on about how he hated the term kill all men, I kept asking him, what are you trying to say? Does this mean you don't think men and women are equal? Because I don't think what does the term kill all men have to do with the feminism movement, or believing that men and women should and are equal? But every time I tried to ask him for a real response, I realized that he just kept talking about how unproductive the feminism movement is, because all it does is promote the hatred of men. And every time I try to explain to him that his perspective does not define how all women think or the feminism movement itself, he kept trying to shut me down, as if I did not know what I was talking about, as if I don't talk to other women about this, as if I literally did not just read an entire book about feminism. Looking back on it, he probably felt a bit threatened. I don't know, but he also heavily implied that women are part of their own downfall and that it's our job as a society to fix it. And at that point, I stopped arguing with him because, one, I can't argue with somebody that thinks they're inherently smarter than me, despite the fact that I've literally read books written by therapists and professors on these types of topics. Two, I realized that he does not understand how oppressive power structures work, so there was no point in even arguing or explaining to him, especially since he kept saying that it's our job to fix the issues that women face, when in reality it's not our job to fix. Women can't help that they live in a patriarchal society, and it's not their fault that men don't take their experiences seriously. If anything is our job as society, it should be our job to hold men accountable and to question the patriarchy men try so hard to uphold. And it was at that very moment that I realized, if people don't see themselves as victims of the patriarchy, they're never going to question it. And I can't argue with somebody that doesn't realize how the patriarchy is harming all of us. More than anything, I was astonished by how the saying "kill all men" was used to label women and feminists as radical, when that is just not the case. Feminism is not a movement against men. Feminism is a movement against the patriarchy, the power men have. Feminists believe that men and women should be equal, not just in power, not just when it comes to money, but when it comes to the matters of the home and the heart. And just to be clear, real feminists don't think that they're better than men. They think that they're equal, which is why men feel threatened in the first place, or at least part of the reason. When brave and honest women share their stories about how they've been treated like second-class citizens or how they've been abused in any way, despite the fact that they may get emotional support from other women, a lot of men feel the need to downplay it or change the narrative by saying things like, "There's two sides to every story," or "men get sexually assaulted too," when in reality, most men that say stuff like that don't care about male sexual assault or hearing the other side of the story. Because if they actually cared, it would be a separate conversation, not something that is being brought up when another woman is sharing her truth. But the reason why most men do this is because they feel threatened, which means that they must uphold the patriarchy by any means. So when the term "kill all women" first appeared on social media, I never felt threatened because it was usually shown, or it was usually commented on a post where another woman was sharing her truth. And if you think about it, when you see the term "kill all men," no one is actually considering ending the male species, because that would be unproductive, foolish, and quite frankly, very unrealistic. It's actually a euphemism to how a lot of men don't believe women when they share their dark experiences with other men, or how they have to bend over backwards to prevent life-changing, traumatic experiences. Men that are committed to not understanding women and their experiences will never admit that there is a problem that needs to be addressed in the first place. So when they see the term "kill all men," they would rather take it personally than to use critical thinking to ask themselves, wow, what in the world is going on that women have to say "kill all men" to be taken seriously? Listen, here's all I'm going to say. It's important to have these types of conversations because When women talk about their experiences of feeling endangered because of men, in a way, there has to be a point where you have to question all aspects of life and the power men have over that. Instead of telling girls from youth that they must protect themselves, why can't we just hold men accountable? Maybe if we started treating the illness instead of the symptoms, women wouldn't have to go through so much to be taken seriously. Thank you and good night.